I wish I was a better contortionist, as Joe was about to try to say, but I'm not. I'm not one.
Everything just
I should
falls.
walk backwards. I should walk backwards, but I'm not going to be able to do that either. Oh, Joe looks like he's ready for this evening.
What? What?
Oh, exactly,
What?
exactly.
I don't know
Oh, I
what
wonder
that
why. We're
possibly
gonna find
means,
out.
Joe.
What?
I don't know what
What are
that
you talking
means,
about?
Joseph.
I know what you're talking
Uh,
about. What happened? What
and
happened?
then
Is this something on me?
we. Oh, hey, there might be something like that. Did your wife slam your head into a wall? Did she
What?
beat you again?
What?
Did she
Oh,
beat you
that's
again?
what all the stuff in the back is. That's right. It's your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Makes
So,
sense.
yes,
Awaken.
Joe's wife beat him again and
We knew
made
it.
a demon come out of his brain, which we're gonna get into in a little while. So, hey, here's the deal. Actually, I'm only kidding. Colleen is a very nice lady. She made him some popcorn, so that's a sweet thing of her.
I
To do.
couldn't
So,
handle it.
hi,
It
Colleen.
smells so good.
It's all good. Nothing wrong with that. I don't blame you at all. I got Chinese food coming, so I'm
Oh,
ready.
dude, I got
That's all
Chinese
I've been
food right
eating.
before. Me too. It's been
I
bad.
what Chinese food last time on the problem.
I actually, I had,
Yep.
I had Chinese food the day
I don't
I
pay for
watched
it.
Malignant
Kristen gets it
first. So
delivered, so. I only just eat. I eat like pork and shit. I don't eat anything crazy. I just eat
Yeah,
Orange
yeah, me
chicken,
too.
man. Orange chicken.
Nah, dude.
Good. Anyways,
Boneless spare
so,
ribs.
fucking Chinese food.
Well, that
That's where
intro.
I'm getting. Yeah. So all right. So tonight we are doing kind of a triage, not a triage episode. Like I guess that's an emergency. So an emergency episode. We were originally going to do a different movie. We have a couple slated, especially with October coming up. We are going to try to get quite a few out. So I would like to try to perfect the quicker episodes by then because I don't think anybody's going to want to listen to 3-hour dissertations on every single movie we go over in Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to have the capability to be able to do that, but we'll try. We'll do our best. But I think there should be like quick blast, fucking blast out movies, which will be fun.
Yeah, quick
So
blast.
let's see what we can do. Blast out movies.
Yeah, blast out. That's what I want.
Blast it out. We are covering tonight or dissecting
Once you
tonight
pop, you can't stop.
a new movie that dropped last week, I think on the 10th on HBO Max. It's only going to be a limited release on HBO Max for now. It's going to be taken away from it, I think, on the 11th of October.
Yeah, that's how HBO Max does it. Oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's only short. It's only on HBO Max right now. Nowhere else. After the 11th, it's going to go to the movie theaters then. Which is odd.
And then
normally they put them congruent, but they're not doing it.
Which is, and then usually, so I'm gonna guess it should be the same thing for people who are listening in the future. They'll probably release Malignant back on HBO after the Blu-ray comes out because that's what they usually wait for is to sell the Blu-ray.
Well, Young Benjamin just gave away the movie title. We're covering Malignant, which is a new James Wan movie that dropped, and it's
never heard of it.
Incredibly polarizing in the fucking horror community, which is wild to me. How many people are like it's really split right down the middle. There's really not a lot of like middle ground in this one. It's either you love this movie or you don't at all. Like you don't like this at all. A couple people in the middle, but nothing like it normally is. This is Bonded by Horror. I'm Eddie Vegas.
I'm JC Walsh.
I think he's to the left. Right? He's to the left of me, Ben?
You got wow, look at that. You're nailing it. And I'm right. I'm below, dude.
You're right here.
Yeah, sure.
Right there.
Yep. Yeah, you guys nailed it. I don't have a silly name this time, so I'm just gonna say Scrooge Daddy, boys. How's everybody going?
You could have called yourself. What did they call
tried.
that thing? They called it a
the devil?
What the fuck did they call? No.
The cancer?
They called it a specimen or a
Specimen Scrooge.
no.
Sure.
What the fuck was it? What the hell did they call it? I don't know. I'm fried today, guys. I'm sorry.
Dude, that's me. So that's why I was like,
hours and I'm wiped. So we're just gonna get this one. So here's the deal. Here's how we're gonna break this one down because it's a newer movie. We don't want to do too many spoilers. We are going to spoil stuff, and we are gonna tell you when we're gonna spoil stuff. So it's gonna be kind of like a softer, upfront episode. Just our generalized thoughts.
I had to do
on
a
the
spoiler
movie.
earlier.
Yeah, so we are definitely gonna have. There's no way you can talk about this movie without spoiling it at all. Like it's impossible.
Yeah.
You have to talk about the spoilers in this movie. Otherwise, you're fucking. I don't know because we're gonna get into it in a second. So
I think we
first
tried to
half
do our
of this
best not
episode,
to talk too much about the reveal, maybe, but
yeah, we're not gonna talk about the reveal. Don't talk about what actually happens. Like,
yeah, it's hard.
You can't because the third act of this movie. If you talk about it at all, it's gonna completely fucking ruin the movie. It's 100% spoiled. And I have not seen one single trailer. I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't know it was coming out. I never heard about it until you said that you watched it last week. And then and then Ben went and watched it, and I watched like one review on it, two reviews rather, from one person that two people that I like. One person raved about it. One person fucking couldn't have been any less like intrigued, like hated it, like with a passion.
Wild. It's wild.
And the person that hated it, I've watched a few of their reviews now, and at first I was a fan of this person's, and the more I listen to them, the more I'm like, I don't know how you fit into the horror community because everything that's awesome right now, this person doesn't like or trashes, which is upsetting to me as a fan because I like a lot of the stuff that's out right now. Anyways, so here's what we have to do. If it's 5 minutes, if it's 15 minutes total, if it's 20 minutes total out of an hour plus or whatever we end up doing tonight, it's as generalized as we can about the movie in itself, what we think about the overall movie, some of the tones, some of maybe what we knew, what we didn't know about it. And then we are going to hit you with a big fat spoiler alert, and we should come up with something for Ben to be able to like throw on the screen eventually. But like we are going to have like we're going to have to tell you ahead of time, and then you can watch this later on, or if you don't care about being spoiled, like stick around with us.
I'll just type it on the screen because for everybody that knows, we record this live. So if you're watching on YouTube,
we record this live.
Make sure to follow us because that would be pretty fucking sweet so you guys can join us. I'm going to make a text thing and it'll say spoiler portion, and I'll do that while we're actually recording. And also, this is a good time to say, because Ed said that this is a very polarizing movie. I normally don't do this. Sometimes I say it, sometimes I don't. I implore everyone. I won't say what I actually think about it yet. I implore every single fucking person, if you're a horror fan or not, to go watch this movie. There's a reason why.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's because of how polarizing it is. And I think about how fun the twist is. Because I think if you love it or hate it, no matter what, it's a goofy, like fun fucking twist that you're really gonna get surprised with. There's no way you're gonna guess it. No way.
Don't watch any trailers if you haven't already.
I did not.
I've seen doesn't show too much. Thank God. The trailer I've seen was like it just showed, like I guess like the special effects when like she has this link, and then I think the scene's changing, but
it changed from the bathroom.
Some creepy stuff, but that's really it. It doesn't show anything else, which is good because like I watched Don't Breathe 2. I really enjoyed it. Don't Breathe 2 was really, really good. The problem is I should have not watched the trailers that one because I already knew with the trailers of that movie, a lot of scenes, and at least the longer trailer, the longer one, they show them. It's pretty much you're seeing really big parts of the movie, and they're not even extended. So you kind of get spoiled a little bit. It kind of takes away those exciting scenes, you know.
Apparently, the trailers make it seem like it's going to be just another Insidious.
Yes.
And that's why it's so polarizing. That's why apparently this movie is very polarizing, because the people that are like, oh, a new James Wan movie. Oh, cool, another Insidious, or another Conjuring, or another Saw, maybe, or more like ghost-like, paranormal stuff. It's not like that at all. Like, it tries to kind of honeydick you a little bit at the beginning, but it's not like that. And the twist, there's 3 legitimate acts in this movie. The first 2, I'll get into in a minute on my opinion on it. And then the third one, and like so, there's like 2/3, and then there's a third, and there's not like, and those 2 really go together really well, and then there's a third of this movie, and when the third happens, you fucking know it, and like it's one of the more original twists. It's not an original twist. Like I kind of had a feeling something was going to happen.
Yeah, same here.
20 minutes into the movie.
way they did it though.
Right, exactly.
That's what matters. That's why you don't want the spoilers. Yeah.
That's what's so fucking rad about it. So like here's what people have to understand. The movie, the first 2/3 of the movie is honestly kind of whack. It's not that good of a movie. It's
I disagree with that,
it's not a good movie.
But
well, you love everything though too. So like I mean it's
we showed that I don't love everything though.
But listen, it's a general movie. Like there's really nothing fancy about this movie.
The first 2 acts. I agree.
It's all right, I'll say it right now. The only reason I think we see that is because it has the similar feels of Insidious, The Grudge, The Ring. It has all those. But once you get to, and then we've seen movies where it has psychic links, but what makes it different is camera angles. Is the when you see the kills are phenomenal. there's so many different
Oh, this
things.
movie's bloody as fuck.
It's bloody,
Like, this movie is bloody as
without
fuck.
even the third act. That's what I'm gonna say. Like when you get to the kills, and they come fast. The movie is not a slow movie.
Yeah.
It comes.
No, I
very,
agree with that.
It will
It doesn't
build.
feel like it's an hour and 50 minutes long or whatever it
No
is.
way.
It's almost 2 hours long.
It will
doesn't feel
build,
that way at all.
Yeah, it will build like Insidious. It'll build like those because you see the style, the music's the same. The way that you see the intruder with the first kill, you're like, well, okay.
Let me rephrase it then. Mm-hmm. If you've seen one James Wan movie, the first 2/3 of this movie is like everything else he's ever done. That's
the problem, and then it would not be good if we didn't have the kill scenes in those parts or the beginning.
Well, the kill scenes are the most. The kill scenes in general in this movie are the most different thing that he's ever done.
I'm sorry, I'm excited.
No, you're fine. You're actually good.
It's different than what he's done in the past. I don't remember him ever doing anything this bloody or this intense.
That's in Saw. And even
now, it's not just him. It's him and who's that other guy? The dude who did Upgrade and all that shit.
Yeah, he did all the other. He did the follow-ups.
Wynell or whatever the fuck his name is. Something Wynell.
Lee something.
Lee Wynell. Yeah, I don't have my other phone in here today. It's over there, so I can't do the fact check tonight. I just want to go into this one with just genuine thoughts, thoughts and appeal. I didn't write anything down. I want to just convey my feeling about this movie, and I want a couple. I like the fact that we're not necessarily arguing, but we're two different people in this.
I'll agree with you at this point. If we didn't have the other things,
I did not enjoy it. I just thought it was. I just thought it was as average as average gets. Like the first, other than the kills. Right. Other than the kills, the story was.
It starts average. Now, see, I love when you unravel the story more and more. It's very different. It's like a mystery thriller. There's a lot of subgenres crammed into one. It doesn't feel crammed. It flows. So you gotta have those tropes that are like, I've seen this before, but then it's like boom, different. Boom, everything like if we didn't have those, it would not be a good movie. It would be another Insidious.
Here's the deal though, right? So that being said, the third act of this movie, 100, just like Harry and Lloyd, 100% redeemed itself. Like,
oh, you fucker! I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Just when I didn't think you could get any dumber. Because that's exactly as I thought. Just when you think you couldn't get any dumber, you totally redeem yourself. Yep. That's me with this.
I'll go with you on that. I don't think it would have been a good movie without that act, but that's why I was invested in it. I was like loving the original. I was loving the typical tropes, but there's already still different spins. And so once we get to the third act, it just made it even better. Again, if it didn't have those,
I didn't see it like that at all. Yeah. The only thing that was different about this movie, man, was the how bloody the kills were. I thought the first 2/3 of the movie was it's a James Wan. I think
it
has a lot of the same camera angles. Yeah, but that's my point. So I agree with you, and that's where I think what you're defending something that doesn't need to get defended yet because we haven't talked about how much I love the third act. So like you're being really defensive about the first, which I get. But you have to realize.
I'm trying to be.
But you have to realize
different perspectives on it.
Which is fine. What I'm saying though is in general, and that's what's so polarizing about this movie.
Peanut butter
that's the sentiment with a lot of people. Even the twist at the end, the people that don't like this movie fucking hate the third act. Hate it. It couldn't be any less intriguing.
Yeah, but they loved the first half. I don't get it.
No, not necessarily. I'm hearing a lot of people don't like even that because the issue with a lot of people is, it's just another James Wan movie, and then he did this thing. Right. But what is this thing that he did? You know what I mean? And there are people that don't get that, and the fucking people that don't get that. I mean, yeah, there might be horror fans, but they're horror fans of the Saw series, which is You know what I mean? As a whole, it's okay.
Hey, you stop that.
For the 2000s, but
no, I'll always love the Saw series.
It's okay, but I mean, it's
Ben.
not.
Thank you.
I'm
Spyro was great, by the way.
I'm polarizing with that too, but I mean, I think they're fun movies and they were great for the time, and they did a lot for the genre of horror. It reignited people's love for horror movies, but also it gave us a genre that nobody really wants anymore, which it was a fad, which is the torture porn shit. I'm glad that already kind of went away. Give me this. I want more of this. I want a fucking movie that you don't
I want more fucking monster movies. Like this. This is technically a monster movie.
Dude, the shit that happens at the fucking end of this movie,
so
it's crazy. I can't. I want to say there's so many other things I want to say.
I know, right?
But
by the way,
it's tough.
Ben,
are you and Ben drinking the same beer?
Yep.
We didn't know either. This was not pre-planned or anything.
This is not planned.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I got Jacko," and I lifted it. I was like, "Wait, me too."
Yeah. Didn't I get that from me and you when we went to that show?
When
Yeah,
you and
we
I
drank
went,
that during,
yeah,
on
and
the way
then
to Soulfly.
yes, yeah, and then today I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, fuck it. I was looking through the beer and I was like, I'm gonna
it's
go.
a good beer.
Yeah,
It's light. I'll tell you, I like that more than Pumpkinhead now. Pumpkinhead is just overplayed. The last couple times I've had it,
Yeah, I can't
out of
do
the
I actually
top-
think I like
I
this
can't do
more.
the shipyard anymore.
No, it's not that good
We drink
anymore.
it
I
a
don't know what
lot
happened.
though, in like in the days. Huh? We drink it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think that's the
hell yeah.
problem. Just like
That's definitely what.
kind of like a James Wan movie. James Wan movie. I'm only kidding, Joe.
Got him.
I'm kidding.
Well, here's
But,
the thing. I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of the Insidious series, and I don't like the second
Yeah,
Conjuring.
I love. I
So
love the
when I
first
got
Conjuring
to see,
a lot.
I got to see what I
And
liked
I love
out
the
of.
first Insidious.
I love the first Conjuring. I just didn't like the second one. I got to see the
Yeah,
third
that
one.
was amazing. The
I
second
got
one's
to
okay.
see. Yeah.
Wait, the Conjuring, is that the devil told me to do? Maybe
No,
do
it's
it?
the
That
third
movie
one.
was not
No,
great.
it's the third one, which I actually thought Conjuring
Yeah,
3
the
was.
devil made me do it, which
Yeah,
is the third one.
yes.
That's what I just said.
I thought
The
that
second
one was
one's the
pretty
in
good.
England, right?
With
The
the
second one's about the mom
with the
in
Hollow
England.
Man or whatever the fuck it is, like the guy
Yeah,
with
and then
he's like,
the third one is the devil made me do it bullshit
Yes.
or whatever. That movie was not that good.
oh, I
It
liked
was
it.
not that good.
So
I thought it was okay.
What-
it
what
was all right.
Yeah, I
You
don't know.
know?
So I still agree that see, to me it wasn't the typical James Wan stuff wasn't too bland for me. It was just more what I enjoyed out of
I
a
get
little bit of Insidious, a little bit of Conjuring. It's just you have favorite directors. You guys see the style, and he's not even my favorite
dude.
director, but he's a big part of the horror genre. That's a very important part of the horror
How
genre.
Oh, true.
awesome is it? How awesome is it that this motherfucker before this movie directed Aquaman, like
Yeah,
a
I mean, dude,
multi-billion-dollar movie?
those trench monsters though, that scene was amazing. That was horror
no.
comic.
What I'm
amazing
getting
shit.
at though is think about the amount of money he was
Yeah.
handed to make that movie and how much it made.
Didn't he do
And
one
then
Fast
he
and Furious too?
No, you're thinking of fucking. There's another Asian guy that does a bunch of. Fuck.
Oh,
what the hell
great.
is his
Typical.
name?
That was real jerky of me, but all right.
No, it's an honest statement.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not that. You gotta slay it up. You gotta get out of Philly, man.
All right, so here, so here's why.
I'm making fun of myself. I'm not even being
I'm only
serious.
kidding.
Here's why I
Give me
thought
brotherly love.
this was different. So I thought James Wan had a really good take. He took everything he learned from. I'm gonna keep talking. God damn it! He took everything he learned from Saw and mainly from The Conjuring and kind of mixed it together to make this pretty cool like slasher movie, I guess, at the beginning of it, and then it kind of started going down into this like who done it of sorts, and then it fucking I can't say it yet. Yeah,
That's the problem. You can't.
It's
You
like, it's
can't
still,
talk about the
it's
last
still
act
in
of this
the
movie.
slasher. It's still in the slasher genre.
I think if
The
James
first
Wan,
third, the first.
No,
two
even the
thirds of it
half.
is, yeah.
Because even like that's what you.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we'll talk about that in spoilers because I don't think that I don't look at it like a slasher. But
I do.
because there's a meme going
This
around.
movie's
Have
gonna
you
be
guys
so
seen the
excited.
meme?
Movie's gonna be so excited.
I only saw it real quick, but there's a meme where they mixed up two movies and somebody made a meme from two big movies, and it literally describes the last third of this movie perfectly.
Yeah.
And I can't say what it is because it'll give it away.
Oh man.
I'll say it when we do spoiler stuff, but
Okay.
yeah. Look, I mean, again, what I was getting at with the big budget thing is like, think about the fact that like how beautifully shot this movie actually is, right? I didn't expect that.
the
'cause
lighting was
I
fucking
didn't know anything
crazy.
about it. Like I said, I saw two reviews. One of them, they both kept on talking about how campy this movie is,
Mhm.
and that's when I hear campy, I think like sleepaway camp. Like, and I don't mean because of the name camp. I mean like because it's kind of like cheesy and the effects are like kind of ridiculous and over the top. And like to me, that's what I feel like about campy movies. Like I love shit like that. Like I love that fucking like Edge of the Axe. Like that was such a fun movie. That might be one of the highest rated movies I've done so far. And that movie sucked. It wasn't a good movie, but it was fun as fuck. Same thing with The Prowler. The Prowler, yeah, it's a classic slasher, but it's a fucking campy bullshit slasher. But the kills are amazing and they're over the top and ridiculous. Like I love shit like that, you know. But like to see somebody right that can essentially now he can do whatever the fuck he wants because he's a proven commodity now. Everything he touches makes money. So he goes, I want to make something nothing like anything else I've ever done before. Different that you guys, right? Thank you. So different that he goes. How many other fucking directors right now can walk into a studio, right, and go, yeah, just give me like $30 million to make a high budget horror movie. You're not going to be able to market it because you're going to give everything away, and you don't. To be honest with you, there are so many different genres in this movie that, like, I mean, you're gonna have a hard time even cutting a trailer together. But I mean, just hand me the money and I'll go make it. You'll be fine. I promise. But
Only if you could do
all right,
that,
so-
and mostly Bloomhouse.
yeah, right. But I mean, yeah, but a lot of those movies are. A lot of
Yeah.
those movies are a little shaky.
Stop. Freaky was a
They-
very
they still-
goofy, fun movie.
I haven't been. I just started watching it the other night, and I didn't get to finish because I started watching it too
It's
late.
great.
I watched that after *Malignant*.
I'm out.
I want
I'll
to
be
see.
back.
I gotta
drank
finish.
that way too
it.
fast. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'll
Are
be
you
back.
pee?
How
No, I got
I love
another
it.
beer.
how dare you?
Good, go ahead. We'll hold the fort down.
Don't worry. This is why
love
you're
it.
like us, and we have wireless headphones.
Tonight I don't because I don't need them. But
See, this
normally
is-
I do use,
This is why. This is why. This cast of characters works. Is because of this man that just went up to go get another beer, because of how excited he is for pretty much all of
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah, he loves it.
That's what
It's
I.
like he's the most enthusiastic person you'll ever meet when it comes to horror.
Comes to-
movies.
comes to
We're talking
fucking
nice
horror
about you, Joe.
movies.
We're talking about how
You can
enthusiastic you are about horror
Say
movies.
you whatever you want about me.
No,
It's okay.
you're a focal point in it because otherwise it would just be me and Ben being like curmudgeons
Yeah, I'd be like,
the whole time. Like,
I hate it.
I just want to sucks. Trump.
I still-
like it.
You know,
Oh, true. Yeah, that's what
love
it
it.
is.
I'll say, well, I still agree to some. I agree to some degree that there's a
it's a Joeism.
that is Joeism. That that section, because here's the thing. I guess it doesn't bother me as much because I feel like where the horror tropes felt not bland, but similar. It didn't last long. It was very quick. It was enough to get the setup going. That's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I want to harp on that a little bit. Like, I didn't hate it, but
And
again,
no, I
you got to
know,
realize.
but-
Oh no, you hated
Put it
it.
this
I
way.
can tell.
Put it this way: if no, I didn't at all.
I know.
But it was just to me the whole not one part of this movie scared me. Not one part of this movie made me uneasy. Not one
Oh, no,
part of
you
this
were
movie made me
terrified.
like uncomfortable. Like, dude, I watch The Conjuring still to this day,
Yeah.
and I get hairs on the back of my neck, and
Yeah.
it still bothers me.
This
Because that
movie
movie's
has
thank you.
great.
That
It
movie's
has creep
fucking
factor.
terrifying.
It has creep factor,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's meant to be
It's-
terrifying like Conjuring.
But it's not designed to be like that at all.
Right,
And that's,
exactly. No.
But you have to realize I didn't know a thing about this. So
Yeah,
going
which is
into it
great.
blind, right? That's kind of what I'm trying to describe. Is like you seem like you knew a little bit about it going into it, and then like, so you were kind of prepared for it. So I think that's why we're looking at it two different ways. I didn't know shit about it, dude. Like I had no
Right,
idea.
right.
Then I just saw YouTube fucking going crazy about it, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what's going on here? So I go and I'm like, all right, let's see what the deal is.
Yeah.
And I go and watch it, and I'm very pleased with the overall outcome. Now, but heading into like the first 2/3, I'm like, man, like this just feels like another fucking like another
Right.
movie, and it's not even. But I wasn't catching on that it wasn't designed to be like unnervingly scary. It was designed to be like over the top camp bullshit. And then when the fucking twist happens, you go, oh, all that
Yeah.
other shit makes all this. It all
Yep,
makes sense now.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that-
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
it does.
know that you have to suspend the disbelief or to disbelief so hard. Like
Oh, that's what- yeah.
everything that happens, you have to just shut your
Oh, yeah.
brain off and be like,
Yeah.
you're in for a
Let me
ride.
I said it online. I said this is the batshit craziness I needed as a horror fan.
Oh, did you see Joe Bob? Look up Joe Bob Briggs on Twitter. He put up a free Patreon review, and he said the
I didn't read
batshit
it because I want to
crazy
do this
movie
first.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
this is
literally
batshit
posted,
crazy. I
and
love
it's beautiful. It's a
Mhm.
beautiful article. I read most of it today, last night actually.
And there's a lot. There's a lot of love to the 80s of this, but it's definitely more 90s feel. Like the beginning made me think of
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, the intro to like that, that cheese of like when the raptor's killing people.
downright
You know,
almost
like-
saying, shoot her.
Yeah, shoot her! And then you got the doctor and this like, cut it off. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is cheesy and off the rail already. Like the insane blood to begin. And then like I also got a feel of the Frighteners. You ever seen the Frighteners?
Oh yeah.
I had a feel of that, like just a proper amount of. It's still B movie, but it's like a budgeted B movie. Like it just had that. It had that like
Well,
over the
that's
top.
camp. That's
it's camp. It's
that's-
it's a
there
budgeted
are-
it's budgeted camp.
yeah. There are big budget camp
Mhm,
movies, but like
mhm.
they're very few and far between, and we haven't seen one of those in a fucking long. Not a good one. Not
That's
a
probably
big
why
budget
I'm,
like this
that's
one.
probably why I'm freaking out, or have freaked out.
Which
or still
I
freaking
get it.
out.
The,
Yeah.
the problem is like the problem with the world is people are so designed now to just be force fed everything they're told that they're supposed to like. Every movie nowadays, if it's not a fucking franchise or a remake, it's it's amazing because the movie critics constantly barking for a new original take on a movie or a new original idea or a new original, and then as soon as something comes out, it's polarizing and they talk shit about it and don't let it simmer and
Yep.
don't let it like breathe
Yep.
and don't like take it in for what it is and dissect it a little bit. You know, outside of like A24 movies, there's really not a lot that gets like it's justice or or due, but that's because their fans are designed to go, oh, we're movie fans that are going to actually like just take it in for what it is, let it breathe a little bit, and then we'll talk about the movie. Nowadays, people are just they want to put up the content, they want to put up the YouTube video, they want to put on the fucking, and I get that thought process, but like just like I mean to use like media in general, media is the fucking devil. We can all agree on that. Mainstream media, I mean that's a pretty obvious statement, right? I mean we're not fucking breaking new ground here.
Nope.
But the same problem with the mainstream media and Twitter and Facebook and people are like designed to be on teams right now. Like
Yeah.
you either love this movie or you hate this movie. You're either left or you're right. You're either fucking whatever. Like, and it's you either love heavy metal or you don't. Like, look, man. Like here's a good example, right? So I was a huge fan of Bring Me the Horizon, a metal band from England, right? Me and Ben both were, right? Long time.
Never heard
I don't
of
know
them.
how you got into them, Joe, but
I got
the
more
last
into
couple
him during the
seasons,
Serpentine album. Is that what I'm saying right?
yeah, that was great.
Sempiternal.
No, Sempiternal. Yeah, that album's
Oh,
great.
Super Eternal. That's
But
it.
yeah, I've never heard of them.
So that band was, it was very cool to see that band essentially break ground and create like a new sound and like a new wave of music, right? And they change every single album sounds different. Nothing sounds the same as the one before that, which is awesome. I love that. But here's something that not a lot of people don't acknowledge, right? So what they're doing right now, the last two albums, I've tried giving it a chance. The newest one, the one that came out a year ago.
The one that came out with Kingslayer and shit, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It was definitely better than it was definitely better
the
than
one
the
that had Baby Metal on it.
yes,
that Baby Metal.
yeah, it's Kingslayer.
Yeah, I didn't mind. Yeah, I didn't mind that. I didn't. It's not something I'll ever go back and listen to, but I didn't mind it. It's not my music. It's not
definitely
my
way
I'm
better
a
than the
37-year-old man.
previous
That
one.
like that. It jumped the shark for me. It's not for me. It's for kids younger than me.
Yeah, it's for kids
not
Rosie's
designed
age.
for me anymore,
Like,
you know what I mean?
that
Yeah,
was
but
my
even
thing.
then, like kids Rosie's age are listening to stuff like fucking like Wraith and like noise metal and shit now. Like the whoever's listening to this now, I don't know anybody that is into this anymore. Like,
Yeah,
it's jumped the shark. What I'm getting at though is they dropped a new single today, and it's so ridiculous. Like the video is cool as shit. I'll give it that. It's like essentially Blade, but like the music is almost unlistenable to me. Like to me personally, who loves their first like I don't know 4 or 5 albums and like will defend every one of them like tooth and nail because I like the fucking gradual like poppiness that they became more rock and roll and bigger and more of an arena band.
That's the spirit.
Dude, the shit that they're doing right now. Well, I love that album. I think that album's amazing. But this shit, I don't
know who is it made for. I don't understand who it was made for.
It doesn't matter. The point is there are people there are their fans that are a lot younger than me that love this song that came out today. A lot of people were talking about it. Then you have people that are torching this fucking song.
Yeah.
Like people that were fans of it. So there you go, right? But I at least give it a chance and I'll listen to the album when it comes out, but it might just not be for me. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with movies. People just immediately go like, I'm not gonna go out and torch it. I'm not gonna go out and be like, fuck this band, fuck them. I'm gonna burn all the albums that I already own because no, they're not for me anymore. Like their old stuff still is, you know what I mean? But like now, just like Korn was like that. I love the Korn's first 2 albums. Didn't listen to a single thing for 20 years. I like their last 2 albums that they put out.
I'm with you on that.
They bookended their career personally. If they don't do anything ever again other than tour, I'm okay with it because the first 2 albums are fucking still hold up, and the last 2 albums hold up, and everything in between, a song or 2 here or there, you know, I like it, but that's not my thing. But seeing them live, I cried when I saw them live for the first time 2 years ago, like because I was like, oh my god, you know, to the newer songs, not even the old shit. Like, so what I'm getting at with that is in that comparison is, here's what people aren't doing anymore, right? People aren't going, oh, let me just take it in for what it is, right?
Yep.
Here's something original. It might not be for you, right? And I respect that if that's at least the take you take on it. Hey, this isn't for me. I get where some people might like it. Not my thing. But then there are people that are like trashing it already, and they're like, "Oh, this fucking movie sucks." But okay, I mean, okay, I guess maybe this is not what you're into. But like,
the worst is when it tells people. The worst when they tell people don't go see it. Why are you going to tell people that? That drives me nuts.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Like
that drives me insane.
I don't like a friend of mine that a person that I know on a social media platform put up a review the day after you told us about it that you were
Yeah.
watching it, and it was like I'm talking trash in it. And like the last couple of times this person's watched movies, I'm like, most of the stuff they trash, I seem to like, and that's when I decided I was like, I'm gonna go check this out to see what the deal is. And like at first I was underwhelmed, and then like the more I watched it, the more I paid attention. Now I want to go back and rewatch it because I'm like, I guarantee I missed stuff because I thought
I was gonna throw it out there
wasn't
too.
into it.
It seems like a good. I want to watch it again. I almost
Oh
did.
no, I'm
but I
gonna
didn't have
rewatch it.
time to, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have dick for fucking. I just don't have the setup in my house for like a physical media setup
Yeah.
right now. But I would like to get one. I would like to start or like buying Blu-rays again because I want to support the genre that I love. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so what I'm getting at with this one is like the people that are trashing this movie, like they're blowing my mind.
Yeah, I
it's so
personally don't
crazy.
get it.
Can I add to that with you? Because I don't want to deter you too much. I think we said it
No,
earlier,
you're good.
and I find it
I was just
interesting.
saying
I find
that point.
I find that interesting too with you because it's like a lot of people who don't like this movie, but then you see the movies they talk about. It's the same. There's a certain style that people like,
I
and
know.
you just kind of like, what the like? How do you like this insanity and you can't like it into this? What is? Where did it turn off?
I'll be honest. I think that's the hipster mentality a lot of people have. I
Well,
think
I
because
said
this movie
the
there's
horror
a big
genre, the horror genre community got a little, I don't know, jaded or I don't know. It's something,
no,
something. Maybe it's
there's
the
a
right
lot of
word. But
horror is a fad right now. It's a big fad right now. For some reason, it happened.
Spooky season.
It comes in waves, but it's no. But I mean, in the last year, 2 years or so, it's been. I've seen a lot of people mysteriously all of a sudden talk about horror movies that I've never seen, and like I've known for my whole life, and I've never seen them bring up a horror movie a day we've been together or talked
Yeah.
online, and all of a sudden now everybody's a horror enthusiast. Look, I'm not saying like there's a lot of shit I've never seen before, but I know damn well that like this genre, Joe, I've known you my whole life, man. I mean, we've both always gone back and forth about awesome horror movies. So like I at least have you to vouch for me, and same thing with Ben, and like the three of us can vouch for each other. There's a lot I don't know, and there are always going to be people that know more than me or more than you, or right. But like, what was the statement I heard sometime, and I've used this myself a few times. Good. Oh, Chris McKenney. Do you know? You remember Chris McKenney?
Remember Chris?
Chris McKenney, when one of the new Metallica albums was coming out a couple years back, I think it was Death Magnetic, somewhere around there. So we're talking 10 years ago plus. He said because he was a huge early Metallica fan, which if you know Chris, like, yeah, dude, I fucking love Metallica.
Yeah, dude,
man.
I love Metallica, dude.
He's very old school. Yeah.
He's a metal head. Like he's in a black metal band. Like the dude's a fucking.
I pulled a Bass and I listened to Mudvayne in my car when I was more new metal back in the day.
It's all good. He listened to a lot of shit like that too. Don't let him fool you. But now he's But anyways, so the point what I'm making with him is he made a post one time and he said I want to say it right. I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to fuck it up, but it was beautiful and I've used it myself a few times because he didn't like anything in the 90s, right? Or Saint Anger, but like he enjoyed Death Magnetic, I think at the time, and loved the first four, right? And he said most people love more Metallica than I do, but I love Metallica more than most people. Meaning like, which if you think about that statement, there might be people that enjoy more of their catalog than you.
Yeah.
But like he's more passionate about the stuff he likes than anybody that likes all the catalog because they might not be actually tearing it apart the way like a true fan would. You know what I mean? I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but like I'm like that with Guns N' Roses. You got fucking the first album. I have lyrics tattooed on my fucking my forearm right here. If you didn't know what that is, a sweet child of mine. I love that album, and I love most of Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and anything else I'm kind of like real wishy-washy with. Right. There are people that love Chinese Democracy, and I'm like, I mean, it's all right for what it is. There's a song or two that are cool, but like I'm telling you, I like what I love of that band. I fucking love of that band so much that it's here that I have to look at every day. You might like more of the music than I do, but I can guarantee you I'm more passionate about it than you are. And that's I think is what's going on with a lot of the horror community. There are a lot of people that all of a sudden love horror movies, but really, what are they a fan of? Are they a fan of like 2000s era stuff, Saw and Paranormal Activity and the fucking Blair Witch? Are they a fucking fan? Are they gonna go and respect those movies and look at
a lot of people
Edge of the Axe?
They pigeonhole things. They stick with what they like instead of expanding. That's why like I have a lot of supernatural I love. There's a lot of slasher I love. There's a lot of terrible campy shit I love. There's campy stuff that I don't love, but I'll watch it. There's this found footage I love. I hate the found footage subgenre, but there's at least 10 or so found footage I actually really do like.
What's the Visit? A lot of people hate that movie. I love it.
Speaking of which, there's a trailer just dropped for the new VHS movie. Speaking of found footage,
1994. That looks cool.
It looks good.
I love the first VHS.
The first two are good.
I love the first one with Ben.
The third one is legit trash.
I'm gonna watch it, but I hear that with the third one too.
Quarantine is really good too, and I'm really glad James A. Janice covered it. I was fucking pumped when he did that.
Quarantine and Wreck.
And Wreck, yes, he did Wreck also.
Both are good.
My favorite movie, my favorite horror movie out of last year was what was the movie that they made with the fucking screens? They made it during the quarantine.
And like the
Host.
The Host, yeah.
Yeah, Host is awesome.
Love a movie.
That movie, it's like less than an hour. I think it's just over an hour long. How do you not like out perfect story done?
You know what's cool in a movie like that? That's one of those.
That's
one of the ones that had a different type of like transformation in the found footage subgenre. Host is one, and then there's like Paranormal Activity 4 is one, but they kind of ripped off another one. I think there's a legal battle. Unfortunately, I think it was a Collinswood story, which I have that because I was trying to review it and I got slapped really bad. And the Collinswood story is like is during the webcam days. Like webcam and Apple online. What the fuck am I saying? AOL is what I meant.
AOL,
yeah.
Chat
what are you gonna say?
Days,
yeah.
No, I mean look at our number one streamed show so far is the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Poughkeepsie tapes, almost 2,000, still not there yet.
How the fuck? Yeah, well, I mean, still, consider everything else doesn't break 100. You know what I mean, like on YouTube, anyways.
Yeah,
we do more live streaming than we do there, but like that just goes to show you that there's a genre there. And I was not into the found footage thing at all. I finally broke down one day and watched the first Paranormal Activity like out of a whim. I was just bored. I had nothing else to watch. It popped up right when streaming was still really kind of growing. And I sat and watched it, and it was thoroughly intrigued by it. Like I really do like the first one. Actually, the second one too. I like both of them.
Those and that one they broke the genre too with what they did. So like it's wild. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like just staying narrow. Like when you go back to, I think people forget because there's some people who can't like the campy or the slasher. Like, oh, that's not scary enough for me. Well, okay. Yeah. For one thing, I hate the term scary. It drives me nuts when people say this is not really scary.
What scares me might not scare you. You know what I mean? Like, or vice versa.
When they say, "Oh, this is not realistic enough for me," what the fuck are you watching? When's a horror movie? Even
dude, I don't care what nobody says. The fucking most terrifying movie in the last 20 years plus is
Sex in the City 2.
Well, that too, but Sinister is the best movie. The best movie in 20-something years if you're looking for scary. That is probably The Conjuring is right behind it.
That's still freaky. But I mean, like that
it's not my.
It still gets me every time.
I still might take one or two movies above it to rewatch. Like I'll be honest, Sinister's hard to rewatch. I rewatched it last couple months ago, and it's hard to watch. It fucks with you because there's like certain noises that thing.
I'm not gonna say anymore because I want to break down the living shit out of that movie.
Oh yeah, we'll tear that movie apart. I think that's definitely one we could do for
October.
Yeah, for October. That would be cool.
Yeah, dude.
Because I mean, we could even. I mean, if we wanted to, we could do a retrospective 1 versus 2 because they're not even in the same class of movies.
No, but I like 2, but yes, they're not. Which is really neat.
I didn't hate the second one. I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I liked it more the second time.
There's a reason why they never made more. That was me.
Which is unfortunate. They can make more of those. Who cares? How many movies and franchises do terrible and they'll do another one? Capitalize.
But here's the thing with that. Here's the thing with that. That's where the hipster me kind of goes. Or just let perfection stay perfection, and like let the first one just be a standalone fucking movie and just
but see, then you would have
be a franchise.
You would have said that.
Well, I don't think
that cop is Donald Pleasance all the way from me, and I want one more.
But then Ed would have said the same thing if we say, "Oh, let perfection be for perfection." Then he could have said that about Nightmare on Elm Street, and then look what happened. You got way more. You got Dream Warriors.
That's a different.
It's not. Nightmare. The first Nightmare is literally perfection.
Let's be real here. I agree that it's great, but if you really break down all the other movies, we might enjoy them, but they're not good. Like outside of the first one and the third one, they're not good.
I was about to say, stop it because Dream Warriors
is a terrible movie. I love it, but it's a terrible movie.
I can't.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot
Good.
believe you've just said this.
Here's
to
my
me.
thing.
But no, but
I want-
that's as campy as camp gets. It's
I
not.
wanna
It's
throw-
I love it because he's got dude. He pulls a Wile E. Coyote bullshit with a
Yeah.
motherfucker landing on a fucking bed
Yeah,
of nails.
it's awesome.
Come on, man.
You forgot the power
The
glove.
Super Freddy, as James A. Janisse said himself.
Super Freddy
Super Freddy
sucks.
sucks.
Super Freddy
But I'll
sucks.
tell you,
He's-
if
Super
people out there
Freddy.
love Freddy 6 and don't love Malignant, there's a serious issue there.
Right.
That's the whole
Now,
point.
I
That's the whole
I
point of
love
this.
Freddy 6.
Freddy 6 is great, but it is terrible too. But
It's
it's
a
great,
terrible
terrible.
movie. It's not a
Great
good movie,
terrible,
but
yes.
it's great. It's fun to watch. So here's the thing with that, though. Now, I'm
After you say
somebody,
that, I want to throw something real quick because I like this little
A lot of people
deter
love-
conversation because it goes right in with this.
I
Actually.
already got the term. What I was saying about the whole franchise thing is, like, I wouldn't want to see another Witch. I wouldn't want to see another fucking
Mm,
Hereditary. I wouldn't want. And those movies did great. I want to see just the one. Why can't they just be the one? Like, why
I
do we
will-
need 42 of something because it did really well? Like,
I
you
can
just don't need
play
that.
off that a little bit. Those movies. Ah,
A24
because I don't
movies, I
think-
feel like never should be
Like,
touched on ever again.
Here's a great example. Insidious.
man,
Insidious one.
We're getting right
almost
into like
perfect.
the.
Insidious one is fucking amazing.
Mhm.
Insidious 2, I get why they made it because they kind of do parallel each
Yeah,
other.
I like two
Good
better
enough.
than one when I first saw it. I like two better than
I'm
one.
the other way. I'm the other way.
One
But
pissed me off,
I-
but I gotta watch again. I might change my mind. It's been 10
Yeah,
years.
see, I
Yeah, I
love
was
the
gonna say
first one.
I
think it's
haven't
fucking
seen.
fantastic.
I've only watched them once, so I can't say which one
Yeah.
I like
Now
more.
I'm gonna
Very-
go with you on something real quick. I always say
Yeah.
this about certain things. There may be this goes with sequels and this goes with remakes or reboots or whatever. Everybody's always saying, "Man, why are they making another sequel? They ruined the first movie." Oh man, why are they making another remake? It ruins the first story. No, it does not. It's just different perspective, different additions, different whatever. You can still love the first movie all
Yeah.
by itself without the other 20 movies. It's
Unless
you
it
can,
rewrites,
you know,
unless it rewrites the story and unwinds what was done.
Yeah, like to
Re-
say that Freddy
and then
Krueger had a
again,
daughter.
yup, and again, I'm going to go with that. I love all that. I can watch all the
That's
Halloween
fucking good.
movies 20 times, but now you got the new Halloween movies that reset the storyline and for the better. But I still watch the Donald Pleasence Thorn trilogy. I love the Thorn trilogy. It's
I
fucking
mean,
ridiculous.
clearly
but
we're all skipping over the fact that the best Halloween movie was number 3. I mean, so everybody else can go eat a dick.
Stop it!
I mean
Stop it!
I mean that wholeheartedly.
Stop
That's by far my favorite Halloween movie, like without a doubt. So just so we're clear.
If we're talking originals,
Ed, right here, if this is a mic,
Yeah, I mean that wholeheartedly. They
I
could have
love.
won
Oh my
100%.
god, this mask fell in my bag. That's hilarious.
What I would have been cool with is
That wasn't even planned.
if I'm one of the guys. I'm one of the assholes that goes, "Oh, I like John Carpenter's original idea, like almost make an anthology series
Anthology?
of movies."
Yeah.
I
all
agree with
Halloween."
you. I agree with you.
I think that would have been because let's be
Now,
real.
we do
4
have
and
Michael
5
Myers anthology.
outside of Danielle Harris, who's a little kid, she was great in that movie, but there was no like everything they did after that like erases what she did. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
what I'm getting
Yeah.
at there was like, how can I explain it? Like I love Predator and Predator 1 equally
Mhm.
for different reasons.
you like
The
Predator
second one
and
doesn't
Predator
erase what
one.
the first one did. Predator and Predator 2. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah,
sorry.
Predator 2.
I actually I was.
Yeah,
That's why
sorry.
I was like, wait, what?
No, you're right. Predator and Predator 2. My bad. There you go. There's a cutout. There's
It's
an Ed
okay.
fucking movie. I'm
You're
fucking
being a
sorry.
sexual
Ready?
Tyrannosaurus.
Ready? I
am
hated
a
the
sexual
Predator.
Tyrannosaurus.
There you go.
The
hated the
Predator or Predator?
No, the last
first
one.
one?
The last
Oh
one.
yeah,
Oh.
no, that movie
Oh,
was terrible.
that movie was
but
terrible.
I watched it.
I saw
I
that
would
shit.
take that over.
I saw that shit the first day in theaters. I was so excited for it because I thought Arnie was
I
gonna
would
be in
take
it.
that over AVP.
I liked Predators, the third one. I
Whoa!
liked
You
that
just
one.
said you
I
take
didn't
that
mind
over AVP? Even
what?
Requiem? I love Requiem personally, but
Requiem's cool,
No,
but
I
I like the first eight. I like
Requiem, turn
first
your
AVP better.
fucking just turn your TV off and sit there for an hour and a half, and that's what you watch. is Requiem. You can't do it.
no.
Fuck that movie.
I love that
I can't get
movie.
through it. There's nothing to see.
It's so cool.
I mean, it is.
You know?
It is an Alien ripoff. It's the same thing as Alien.
No, it's not even that.
So what?
It's not even that. It's literally
It's-
it's black. The fucking whole movie is pitch
All
black.
right, I don't know
He's
why you
not-
had to bring
Shit.
race into
Man,
this. Okay.
he's not wrong. It's like watching Game of Thrones, the final battle of the White Walkers. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, you can't see shit. Now
That's the
That's
only
another
problem I
good
have that
example.
movie.
that's a good example. The Game of Thrones. Want to talk about ruining a fucking story? Never should. The fucking final season of that show.
That's
was
where you
the
lose me.
biggest
I watched the first 2
pile of
seasons and
dog
I never
shit.
watched it again.
No, the first 5 are phenomenal. After that, what like right downhill.
Mhm.
Anything that went along with the books, almost perfect. And I will give it that because I'm not into that whimsical dragon shit. But that show got me.
Whimsical
10 years after it
dragon
came out.
shit.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it 10 years after it started, when all the hype died down, and I got caught up to watch the last 2 seasons in real time. And man, what a fucking letdown! What a fucking just.
I
just
enjoyed it for what it
take-
was, but it wasn't great. But I enjoyed it.
Dude, drink turpentine and piss on a brush fire, and that's what you just did to that entire fucking series. And what George A.
I
R.
agree.
Martin fucking did.
I agree.
It's horrible, horrible. The last, it was completely rushed, completely dog shit. The last episode was fucking tighten up nothing. It fucking, oh god damn. You want to talk about mad? Oh, don't even get me fucking started on Sons of Anarchy's last season. Fuck that.
Oh, all right. So that's where I can jump in and say that was dog shit. Dog shit.
Like,
yep.
Now, granted, those are series, so it's different. So it's different than movies, right? Because like look at Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was designed to be 5 seasons. It was 5 seasons, perfect. In and out, you're done.
El Camino.
I don't know. I like El Camino.
I did too. I did too. I was just saying.
I'm on Joe's side on that one. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was unnecessary.
Oh, super unnecessary.
Still enjoyed it.
Remember when we were talking about Malignant?
Yeah.
Just
all right. Wait.
I want everybody to know something real quick. This is great.
Yeah.
Like it goes with Malignant, but it's even better because like
it does
we're
go
kind of making fun.
What's going on right
we're
now.
kind of making fun of like how our fans get too crazy, but they were all going on their own little event.
I this became a parody.
This is why art. The whole point of this whole thing is shut your brain off.
Yeah.
This is why art's a beautiful thing.
Shut up.
It's okay to hate it, but at the same time, it's still.
It's okay. Yeah, you can hate, you can unlike, but like, don't trash somebody else for liking something.
Right.
Everybody's got different tastes.
All right, I feel like we can officially get into spoiler territory.
We gotta do spoilers.
And now with that being said, I am officially adding
spoilers.
Spoiler.
Multiple spoilers.
What does this mean for spoilers? Are we actually like? Are we even talking about the third act?
Yeah, we can.
That's the only way you can.
Let's go nuts, fam.
We have to
go.
Yeah,
however much you want to talk about. However much you want to talk about it.
Bam! Spoiler alerts added, boys.
You people, if you are the type of
I'm gonna make it yellow.
Fans that are okay with like some people can be turned on to a movie by spoilers. If you are that type of person, stick around. If you're not, come back later. Come back later.
Yeah.
That's it. We are officially in spoiler territory, boys. Hold on, let me play a noise really quick.
If you don't want to see spoilers, yeah.
So for the fans, if you ever hear this noise, you guys won't hear it.
Kung Fu this bitch.
It was Freddy Krueger saying "Kung Fu this bitch." So that's our spoiler alert.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. We're evolving. We're evolving as a show.
I love it. We're getting there. I need a backdrop now. I think. I need something
dude, how do you think I feel? There's my fucking stupid ass fat boy hamster right there, and then my Oogie Boogie shrine. My Oogie Boogie shrine right here. My Venom stuff, which is a lot of whatever.
So there's a meme going around, and I'm gonna fuck it up because now earlier it's not on my brain anymore. That took my brain anymore. It tipped my tongue, but it's a meme of the Matrix and something else, and that perfect like whatever the meme is, it completely describes the last act of this movie because this movie essentially was just the Matrix, but like with insidious creatures. Like it was so ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but god damn it, was it fucking fun? Like this movie it starts out kind of a horror movie, and then ends up
just
being
like not
full blown Matrix action fucking killer.
You see what you're gonna say? I'll go to my thing when you're done.
You can jump in whenever you want. The third act of this movie, 125% is the reason why you pay money to watch this movie, or sit down and spend your time watching it, or tell your friends about it. The third act of this movie completely redeems the first two fucking acts, or the 2/3 of this movie. It's almost perfect how ridiculous it is. It's so fucking over the top campy that it's like it's a complete and utter love letter to that.
And it doesn't take away from the. And here's the thing, the over the top.
It makes the movie.
It doesn't take
without
away
this,
from the
this movie
intensity.
would
It does not take away from the story.
I agree.
No.
It makes it even more intense.
This movie would be, without the third act of this movie being so batshit fucking
no, it
crazy.
wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. And I actually, here's the thing, I enjoyed everything up to this point, but once you get to Revelation, because they really what they did, James Wan and whoever was involved in the screenplay, someone else involved in the screenplay, what they did to build you into this. And the funny thing is that the movie, it makes me think of The Wretched. There's an illusion part of this when she doesn't realize she's in an illusion, and I love that. I love that. I love the effects on that. I love the switcheroo. I love when they revealed it. I love the fact her sister was trying to figure it out. Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of moving parts in this movie. There's a shit ton.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised. I had a feeling that I felt like there was an out of body. Like, put it this way, the twist in this movie isn't the fucking fact that like it's one person doing it all along. That's not the twist in this movie.
Yeah, no.
You can't figure that out if you can't figure that out
Nope.
as soon as she hits her head.
I had an idea
then
too. Right. As I said,
But-
you know something happened when she hit her head.
and if she keeps on bleeding, and like if you
Yup.
can't figure it out then like you're
Right.
fucking you need to go watch a bunch of other movies.
They-
Get caught up.
And not only that, when they talk about the imaginary friend stuff.
Yes.
So
yeah,
okay,
that,
so what does
that's
that mean? Is it a doppelganger? So you run all through the ideas. You already know where they're hinting at.
so the first inkling of a hint that I feel like the movie gave it kind of it pairs with the head banging against the wall. So the second time, so it's after the husband gets killed, which by the way, fuck him, I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
So
Great kill scene too.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
the
it was.
fucking neck crack and shit, and his spine is like poking out like that. So that's where I'll say, you see a shadow go along the body of the husband or the boyfriend or whatever. That same shadow you can literally see with Maggie's shadow when she's looking at the fucking hole in the wall. It's the exact same shadow that goes along the body of the husband when he's walking over.
Not Maggie. Her name was
Isn't that the sister's name, or the main character's name?
Oh, the sister's name is Maggie. Yeah. The main character is Madison.
Oh, Madison, Maddie. I'm sorry.
Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie. I'm sorry, but yeah, that I was like, wait a minute, that looks really. We just saw that, and I was like, that's kind of a cute hint.
Certain scenes, the killer has long hair, so you so you're obviously going to put the pieces together.
Yeah, and it's this tall, slender, figure, and
so that's why
What threw it off was the very beginning when they show that whole scene in the hospital. They kind of show or whatever his name is. What's his fucking name?
Gabriel.
Yeah.
They kind of show Gabriel behind like a curtain, and it looks like it's like a weird, like almost like a demon.
Look at a fucking space alien or some shit.
They don't show a person's body.
I was thinking of you this entire time. I was thinking MK Ultra.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a whole different animal, but I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It could have been some kind of a like. I didn't think about it like that, but that's a good way to.
Look at that fucking building. That building is so gothic. That's a test site. I mean,
I could see that where some people might have been thrown off like that. Like maybe that's where their brain would have went. Like, oh, maybe this is like a test facility and they're doing something to these kids. That's not where I went. I'll be honest. I had
that's
a
what's
feeling
great about
that
this movie. There's so many different things that keep flipping on you.
Here's why. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. Here's why I wasn't surprised. Like, I kind of had a feeling So the twist of this movie, the biggest twist in this movie, is the fact that the lady in the attic is their mom. That's the biggest twist in the movie, in my opinion. I didn't see that coming. I had no idea who that lady was.
I was stupid.
Yeah,
I thought it was Maddie the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same person. I was so
no, but that's
I was like, wait, why?
Make you think that?
Yeah.
But, I mean, technically, it was like they. So here's why I'm not. So the big surprise of the movie, not a twist. The big surprise of the movie is when you see fucking Gabriel like on the back of her head and like it's like when
it kind of looked like Cassie a little bit.
You know what?
What's
great about that filming is when the adopted sister and the mother find the tape and you see it as a tumor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B-movie magic. It was amazing. And then so while that's happening, she's in the jail.
So cheesy and moving. It was so good, man.
Dude, and then like immediately afterwards, they start doing the tests on Gabriel and stuff and like showing him images, and then Madison would say it out loud. And I thought that shit was so cool. Yep. Like all of that, like testing, all of that. I thought that was so neat.
Here's why that didn't surprise me at all. Like as far as like a twist surprise. And I mean like it was jarring to see. I didn't expect it to be that graphic and fucking schlocky looking, but man, how fucking amazing is that? That
thing looks so cool.
But with that's going to be the twist for a lot of people is when that happens. When they see, because a lot of people aren't going to catch on that. That's what's going on. Nope. I was hip to that, or had a feeling that was going to be the case. Mainly, ready for this, because of Tales from the Crypt. Because one of my favorite episodes. One of my favorite episodes ever.
Hell yeah!
Is the fucking the
hand, the puppet.
Yes, thank you. There's a is Bobcat Goldthwait and he's a fucking and Don Rickles, I believe, is who actually has the fucking
Yes,
the
yeah.
Siamese twin or whatever. And it turns out he's a
It's my brother!
ventriloquist.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
his
it.
brother. And then he has to cut his
remember that
hand off,
episode.
and the brother goes around and goes, dude, the whole time, as soon as you kind of get a glimpse of the killer, I went, oh, this is the Tales from the Crypt episode. They
Yeah.
just did it different.
I mean,
Like,
you could tell James
I
Wan
wasn't
pulled
surprised by
out
it.
of his old school influences belt. I mean, that's why I gushed as a fan when like I was enjoying everything up to that point, but once we got to the reveal, that was it. I was sold.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like,
The reveal was awesome. Whether
Yeah.
whether you caught on
and then,
look,
and here's the thing too. I even said this better be a lot of killing in the scene. I got even more than I want out of that when
Oh, yeah.
the jail and into the police.
dude, the whole fucking the whole police station scene is insane. Fuck the jail scene. Like the police station, the Matrix scene is fucking bananas.
like
It's
to
bananas.
try to shoot at her and here's the thing: they mix animatronics with an actual contortionist, and I said it. There we go, because I'm in the mood.
Hey.
So and I love that because that body movement shit freaks me the fuck. I hate that shit. It freaks me right out. Like even when the shadow showed up when they killed the husband and is already doing that stuff, I'm like, oh no, here we go, Grudge shit. The shit because the Grudge movie is not a good movie, but it was freaky as hell. And that's what made me think of all that like weird.
Well, back then,
body
yeah,
shit,
yeah, that shit was cool. And dude, like it's like this is where you start to ask yourself, wait a minute, why does Gabriel know kung fu? Why can he control electricity? Why can he do all these things?
Wait,
but let me just finish my thing.
For this. I'm waiting. I'm not gonna say nothing. I like that. Good call.
All I'm saying is, who gives a shit? Because
Thank you.
every fucking portion
Thank you, Ben.
is so
Is that what
bloody
the
and
reviews are?
beautiful. What?
Is that where the reviews are? People are like, why is he control? Who gives a shit?
No, people are like,
No, but I've heard people say that.
how can he do this? How can he do all this
Who
backflip?
fucking
Who
cares?
cares?
Who gives a
How could
fuck? It
Neo
doesn't
do all that
matter.
shit?
Killing people. Who cares?
Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
turn your fucking brain off and just
Yeah.
be.
My God.
How the fuck can Keanu Reeves do it? Like in the Matrix, like he just can. You know, and I get it. Oh, they tell you. Well, all right. So you're gonna tell me that this.
Let me tell you something right now. Look, here's the thing. If you witness that shit in real life, would you actually find out how it ever happened in real life?
No.
Who gives a shit about the goddamn
cares?
plot? Who cares? You don't need to know
Right.
about it.
And it's just like they always kind of like tease in the whole time. It's like, oh, we're two bodies, but in one, or we're two minds, but in one body. So we have the power of two people. So like they kind of try to play it off like that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's like,
That's what you need. You fucking need it.
it's like that's why it's like Maddie's really strong and she can lift up the hospital bed.
Yep.
So like I thought that was a really cool way to explain that type of stuff.
Thank you.
Well, also things with like head trauma or tumors and like there's a lot of stuff that like
That shit gives you
science sometimes just can't
superpowers.
explain. Like, well, it could be maybe she's got a spike in adrenaline because there's two people's adrenaline flowing through her system. I don't know. I mean, I'm being Joe right now. I'm coming up with the most whimsical shit I can come up with.
I love you.
No, and that's
don't
the
know,
Joe
you're
statement there. Well, I mean, technically it's two people attached to one, so maybe there's just more adrenaline. Like, that's the way it's
There's more strength in that one brain.
Like,
How can a mother pick up a car to save her kid?
well, no, but that's right. But that's real. We've seen that in real
Never
life.
play
Like, that's a
Madison
real
in
thing.
chess, that's for sure, because she'll whoop your ass.
Right,
Dude,
right.
yeah, it's like, dude, they
But, like,
fucking they nailed it. I thought the third act was like a genuine 10 out of
It's
10
the-
for me.
The third act to me, I'll be honest. Also, well, I mean, we don't have to do ratings yet, but it was
No,
almost perfect.
Nope, I'm not.
And makes and like I'm gonna go over my rating in a second. We are gonna do ratings in a couple minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
Realistically, I liked the discussion that we had about this. Like we talked a little bit about it as generally as we could for about 40 minutes. Had a good discussion between about why this movie is so polarizing, which is really what I wanted to talk about tonight, because that's like the meat and potatoes of this review.
True.
And then like we don't need to go another fucking hour on like the last act. We just all
No,
loved
we
it.
don't.
Go and,
No, this is we
just
still
go fucking just go watch it.
Yep. That's
Just go
all I'll
watch it. What else
continuously
do we need
say
to
it.
know?
Please,
just watch it.
everybody, dude, you don't have to be a horror fan to appreciate this movie. Just
go watch it.
It's on HBO Max, man. Just go fucking watch it.
Oh, well, for now, yeah. For now,
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's October 5th.
If you look for good practical effects, there's great practical effects. Even the CGI is still good. Like it's just
Yeah.
the over exaggeration Kill Bill gore is great because that's
I love it.
pretty much
Yeah, right. So here's a good example. So here's another thing that I heard Chris
Okay, I'll
Stuckman,
be right
Ben
back.
knows who that is. Chris Stuckman is a movie reviewer I'm a big fan of. I've been watching for years, right? And he doesn't do movie scores anymore. He stopped doing it because he's trying to make movies. So now he'll just review movies that he wants to review, not because that's the movie that came out this week.
Right,
He's done with that. He's made his money doing his reviews on YouTube.
Right, that's what we try to do. We try to do the ones we want to do.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing now. So he did this one and he raved about it. I want to send it to you because I think you'll really appreciate a lot of it. He comes at it like from a movie maker's point of view. And his thought process on it was like, the stuff about like, everybody wants original movies, but then they trash it when it's an original movie, right? But he had a really good point, and he said, I think it was him that said this, where like, what if this was Nicolas Cage in this main role? You wouldn't. This would be getting ratings. People would love it because now you're trained to think like, oh, Nicolas Cage is the batshit crazy guy, but because it's like a different actor or actress in this case. You don't really know her as well. You don't know what you're expecting. You might not be as intrigued by it. But like, what if this was, or I'll take that and spin it my own way. What if this was Quentin Tarantino making this movie? His movies are fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of what he makes doesn't make sense, but like, it's awesome. You know what I mean? So like, but he's still raved about. So what? Like, why is it okay for him to literally recreate history and burn fucking Hitler alive in a movie theater? But like, we can't watch a fucking malignant fucking tumor grow arms and legs and fucking take over somebody's body and make them walk backwards and fight people. Like, why not? Why not? What the fuck?
That's a
like,
great
I mean, at this
way.
point,
A great way. Yeah.
I mean, but it's not the same, but it is. Like, if you can recreate time, right? Like, rewrite history, and people rave about it. Like, why can't somebody do this? Like, I don't know. Like, shut the fuck up and just enjoy a movie. Just turn your brain off, slam popcorn in your fucking mouth, grab a pumpkin beer, just do it. Just enjoy this movie for what it is, man. If you overanalyze this movie,
you're gonna have a bad time.
You're going into
you're gonna have such a bad time.
And that goes back into like the 80s and the 90s. Like, people just enjoyed wacky, crazy, over the top movies.
Show up.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that again?
I feel like this goes back into as a whole, like, what made the whole idea of horror movies. That's why they're so fun in the first place. Obviously, there's room for your A24s, right? Your Lighthouse, your Hereditary, but mainly the reason why I'm such a big horror movie fan is because of Freddy, because of Jason, because of Michael Myers. Even the shirt that you're wearing on your back right now, that was a huge part of why I got into horror movies. Also, with that Jeff Goldblum fucking movie, that shit blew my mind as a kid.
My desk.
And so it's like
you are taking the words out of my mouth, dude. This is a movie that reminds me of why I'm a fan.
Now it's like you don't.
I agree.
Like, we don't need a sequel, even though they heavily played it up and left it. Which is fine if it's good. That's all.
I'll watch it. Even I'll still watch it because I was raised on franchises. I don't care. Oh.
Yeah. I look at it like this. I go and think it's just good to see an original movie from a big name director, and I really hope, whether you love this movie or you hate this movie, give it the credit that it deserves, because more shit should be made like this. Like, meaning just the freedom to make a movie. Like, here's my vision. Here's what I want to do. Let me make this movie and see what happens. Right? Like, not everything needs to be a cash grab and a money-making fucking machine. Like, not everything needs to be a franchise. Not everything needs to be
the franchises are money-grabbing machines, let's be honest. Even we love the franchise. They're money
that's my argument, though, is like, why can't we just have, like, the issues with the franchises is it takes away from artists making new art, is the issue that I have with franchises. That's my problem. Right. So I get where they belong. I'm still gonna go watch every Marvel movie that comes out. Although, actually, no. To be honest with you, I have had almost zero interest in Phase 4 so far. So
you're crazy.
Actually, is it Phase 5 right now?
Was it?
No, 4. This is the best Marvel's ever been.
Oh, I mean, I enjoyed them for the album. I enjoyed them for the album. I'm not in any rush. I could care less. But
yeah, for me, my love and passion for Marvel movies ended with Infinity War. Like, that was
wow.
Endgame was great, but Infinity War was really like I think that was the.
How about that beer, guys? Their opinion is great.
I drink this fast again. The next one, it's crazy.
Beer's so good.
How about this? I think we actually did this one in about an hour. Little over.
Yeah, that's perfect. That was really fun.
An hour and 4. right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hour 4.
I don't see the point of beating
No.
this one to death. I really don't. I
I'll
think this was.
I'll do a little more on my rating.
Just
near
fucking
about the end and
watch
stuff,
it.
Yeah.
Christ,
Yeah.
please.
Just watch it. That's
Watch
all,
this
that's
movie.
All, that's all it needs. Movies like when they come out like this is all it needs to be. When Halloween fucking Kills comes out, this is what it needs to be. We'll just, you get what I'm saying? Like, but that's
Dude.
we don't need to go on. We don't need to kill it to death. We don't need. We just you don't. You don't need.
You
to.
know,
You don't need to.
Halloween. I
Just
already
tell
know
people
right
why
now.
you like it.
I already know right now. Malignant and Halloween Kills is definitely my top 2. Halloween Kills is going to bring. Halloween Kills is going to be what I've been waiting for in a slasher, and even the reviews say it.
Something else. What the fuck? There's something else coming out too that I heard. I can't remember.
Getting crazy.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right. How about this? I'm gonna let Joe go last
Thank you.
for his rating because he's the one who loves it the most. Ben, do you want to go first? I'll go second.
Yeah,
Sure,
go first.
sure. Since on my regular Facebook, so you two already know.
How about this? What do we want to do it out of 10? We want to do it out of it's
flying
10 Pumas.
Flying
Tumas.
either that or fucking silly flying chairs or something.
Matrix tumors.
Matrix tumors.
Yeah, Matrix tumors. How many? 1 out of 10, and you can use the decimal system out of Matrix tumors.
Matrix tumors.
So I will not fucking shy away from this. I absolutely loved this movie. When I first watched it, I watched it at about 1 a.m. I was super tired, but I was like, I need to watch this movie. Because I just keep hearing the most decisive, or not decisive, but like polarizing opinions about it. Just like Ed said, I was like, yeah,
divisive is the word you were trying to say. Divisive.
That you're right.
You said decisive. Divisive is, which you're right. Divisive is a perfect way to say this movie. It's just right up to the core.
It's just like
one neck and neck.
It's just like
decisive means like everybody loves it.
Yeah,
Like it's a decisive decision. Divisive means it's
that's
like
what. Yeah,
I
don't know why my brain's fucking turned into mush. I wish I had Gabriel in the back of my head. Sadly,
that's what I'm.
Sadly, it's just no hair still. So what do I know?
Hey.
No. So I fucking adored everything after the jail scene. Right when you start to see the fucking baby come out, I thought it was perfect. I really enjoyed everything up to Act 3. I thought it was really fun. But like nothing was really sealing it in for me until that last part. And then it just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And then at some point you just see this contortionist guy just hum a chair for basically no reason at the 2 cops.
Oh, that was a
and then he just leaves. They already were running away, and then he threw the chair. I thought that was great.
Like, fuck him. I already knocked him off the chair.
I'm not even gonna kill you. Eat this chair, dickheads. And I thought that was so fucking funny. I could not stop laughing about that when I watched it.
I thought he killed him with that chair.
Nope. He was like, and he just fucking hit him in like the leg, and it's like, my leg, fucking stings. No, but yes, I will continuously say it. I don't think there's a single movie, like horror movie out there right now that I could possibly say to not just horror fans, not just moviegoers, fucking anybody. Please, for the love of God, watch this movie, because I personally want to hear everyone's opinion on it. I want to know why you love it. I want to know why you hate it. What's good about it? What's bad about it? Please tell me, because I would love to talk about this movie more with other people to hear what their opinion is. Final score? Fuck. I initially gave it a 7, but then I realized that is so bat fucking crazy of me, so I'm going to give it a 9.
That's a huge jump.
I love it. I love this.
I was waiting for an 8 or 8.5.
No, nope. I love this movie. I really, truly wish everyone would watch it. So, 9. It's an event. I treat this movie as a big event. Perfect.
I, like young Benjamin, also would like to hear why you love or hate this movie. And especially if you hate this movie, so I can tell you why you're wrong. And I have no problem with doing that. You can at me, bro, because I will tell you 15 different ways from Sunday why you're a moron. And you should totally. I'm only kidding. I'm just setting Joe because I know he gets a little nervous when I do shit like that. But
no, not like that. I think it's funny.
No, reality is look, love it, hate it, just go watch it because support the art, support the fact that like this could kick the door open for a lot of up and coming artists and a lot of up and coming movie makers to make some new stuff. If you don't support things like this at its highest level, other stuff won't get made. So like, you're just doing a disservice. If you truly love, whether you love this movie or not, if you truly love this genre, support it, because it's not like action movies or comedy movies that get big budgets no matter what, whether they suck or not. Like, because they have the right tag person in it, it makes
Horror
money.
still has the horror still has challenges till this day. Still
Yeah,
does.
it does. It does. So I did realize also that I as good as the tumor thing is, I'm gonna change my score rating system to be 1 out of 10 statue daggers, and because we didn't talk about that at all, and how
I was gonna
dope
bring
that
that
fucking
up.
weapon is.
That
Yeah,
weapon
we
was
didn't talk about that at
amazing.
all.
Oh,
The
that
weapon
shit
was
was
great,
cool.
and you get to see it get made. So my score is going to be based off of 1 out of 10 with a decimal system, if necessary, statue daggers. I'm not going to beat it any more than what I already did because I talked a lot about this one. The first 2/3, at best, it's a 5, in my opinion. It didn't do. I thought it was okay. By itself, if that had been where the rest of the movie had gone, it just was another Insidious. It would have been a 5 at best.
Right.
Average as average gets. It was just okay. Until the third act kicks in and then ties all that stuff together. The third act is probably close to a 9.5 on its own by itself. So if you put the two together, I mean, my brain was at a 7 when we started talking. I'm going to bump that up to a 7.5 total because I love the last third so much. I'm going to just say it. The last third, I'll give it that a 10. The last third of this movie was probably 10 because of how ridiculous it was. I just enjoyed it. I'm going to go by how much I just want to slam popcorn in my mouth and watch it. So when you add a 10 and a 5 together, or 2 5s together, you got to kind of go in the middle somewhere. So as a whole, the movie's a 7.5, mainly because of the back half of the movie. First half of the movie is okay. The back half only raises that up to about a 6, 6.5.
Right.
I wasn't surprised by the whole twin thing at all. Like, I'm telling you, the whole time I'm like, oh, this is just a fucking.
Hey, that's my brother.
This is just
I didn't even think of
glorified
that.
fucking.
I didn't even compare.
Yeah, like, well, there's two. There's another one too that Basket Case is the other. So there's a
That's
meme
case.
going around.
Dark half too.
Yeah, Dark Half.
Oh,
but
so
that's
mom's gonna
not
love
the
this
same.
movie.
It is, but it's not. So I love Dark Half also, but I get what you mean with the tumor
With
thing.
the way it started makes you think of Dark half, and then goes to Basket.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying, there's another Tales from the Crypt episode where I think that they're attached more like at the hip, and then like they decide to fucking one kills the other one's girlfriend, and they get they get the surgery, something along those lines. Long story short, I've seen one too many Siamese twin or tumor fucking movies.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't at all. The whole time going, oh, this is like, and what's more campy than fucking Tales from the Crypt? Like nothing. That's as perfect of camp as you can get.
And it's fantastic too.
Yeah, so my brain immediately, I'm just gonna like it was all this was to me. The overall was just a really big glorified like this is what like the Demon Knight and all the Demon Knight was awesome, but like what the Tales from the Crypt movies could have been.
Yeah.
Because
Demon Knight was that '90s ridiculousness that I would put Malignant with that big time. Yeah.
We should talk about Tales from the Crypt eventually.
I would. Oh yeah,
like our favorite episodes or something.
My allergies are going bananas all of a sudden. All right, so 7.5 is as high as I can get it. I can't, in all faith, because of how quick I caught on to what was going on, because of my knowledge of fucking campy Tales from the Crypt movies. I just was prepared for that, but I wasn't prepared for the Matrix. It's the meme I was thinking of is Basket Case in the Matrix, and there's a meme, and that's perfect. Like that, this is Basket Case in the Matrix. So. All right, Joe, the floor is yours. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god! So, if we didn't have if that movie didn't have the beginning it had and didn't have, I agree. Where if it stayed with the Insidious stuff too long, it would have been maybe a 5 to a 7 for me too. But then it got right into the visions and the killer stuff because of how ridiculous and crazy and gory those kills were. If it stayed within a typical, we're going to try to reveal the kills, the cops involved and all that, it probably would have been 8.5. But then when you start going into like when they start throwing Gabriel in there and the imaginary friend and like within the first hour, they're throwing all this stuff at you. And I was like, and it's enough to be like, holy crap, okay, I've seen this before. Holy crap, this is different. Holy crap, this is cool. And then the lighting, the soundtrack, everything, the build-up.
The soundtrack's
real quick,
amazing. I like this. I like the score in this movie. The
The
very
score is
80s new wave. A lot of
holy
that. I
crap!
like that.
Like
Yeah, I
it
like the
just,
score in this movie.
and then the composer also did the score for Insidious and Conjuring too. So that guy does good stuff. So like, so I'm in the same boat with you guys. Like, if they stayed a certain direction of like what you expect from typical James Wan films or any type of horror movies within that realm, yeah, I would have enjoyed it, but it would have been great. But because you got all this, but like, I didn't see it going that way because the way the beginning started. You already got this wacky mental institution or hospital, where the hell it is, and then this experiment going on, and then this thing. So like, even though you're like, okay, this is kind of insidious, but I know it's gonna go somewhere else. But at the same time, you're like, where the hell is this going? And then you got the kills, and then like you guys, I was like, something's going on with this twin thing. Something's going. Is it gonna be a twin? Is it gonna be an imaginary friend that kind of um came into form? I can't find the right word for
Yeah,
it.
is it gonna be Mama? Like
Materialized type of thing.
yeah.
So when you get to the reveal, yeah, it's not too surprising, but at the time, it's like the way they did it. You're like, holy shit, this is brilliant. Like, so again, like amped it up, like for me, like you guys. There's a lot of stories in this movie. There's a lot people don't see because you're stuck within those tropes a little bit. There's abuse, there's tragedy, there's you got spouse abuse, you got tragedy, you got identity because she's adopted, you have family issues, jealousy issues, you got is a revenge. It's kind of slightly a revenge film for Gabriel because he's going after people that kind of did him wrong. That was kind of cool. So you got all this. It's a psychological thriller. There's a lot to this. There's the weapon was cool, like you said, the dagger. I mean, that was badass. So I think I lost where I was going. Shit, because I was going in a really good rant here. So I have my one only small issue was the not. I loved how Madison tricked Gabriel. So that was cool because that plays more into the mythos of this. So there's just so much shit in this movie. I love it. But the only problem is once you get to the ending and it just trails off to the credits, it works fine. It was fine. I got the message. I like the message, but then it was like super cheese. The way they drawn it out, like the camera drawn out, like when in the hospital, it just I don't know, it was just so awkward and weird. But I'm like, maybe it's just nitpicking. To end my drawn out bullshit, I'm gonna give it. I don't think you guys are surprised by this. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. Is this 10? What would you call the tumors again? What was it again?
It's not a tumor. Nah, I can't.
Yeah,
Matrix tumor.
yeah, it's 10
Matrix tumor.
major tumors, or it's 10 crazy ass trophy
Statue daggers. Yeah.
statue daggers, which are great
Yeah,
weapon.
statue dagger.
What a metaphor behind that. I mean, Jesus. So yeah, it's a 10 for a 10 out of 10 out of me. And this movie will be probably one of my favorite. You know when they ask you like your favorite horror movies of all time, you have a top 10 or top 25. It is up there for me. This is one of my top ones because of what it did for originality and bringing back that old school feel to a new school horror. So yeah,
As long as people capitalize on it, then we're cool and be able
capitalize on
to
it.
continue to expand on this originality, not just in a Malignant 2, but in something that will, be like, here's some more original shit for you. And then I ruined it right there. God damn it. I want more. I'm hungry for more good fucking horror movies. God damn it.
He wants more num nums. Okay.
I want more num nums.
Did you kill it?
So go
Did you
watch
get
this
it?
movie. Yeah, I think so. Fucking little bastard. All right. I'm Eddie Vegas. I run the Bonded by Horror page. I say it every week. I've been slacking, but now that I'm wrestling and I run a different show, or I'm part of a different show that you guys met Steve last week, and work and life. I mean, there's only so much time in a day, but I'm gonna try to dedicate some time every couple of days to like putting up a clip or something. I'm gonna go back in the back catalog and see what I can pull out and make some clips. It's just I'm like doing that. I'm handling all my wrestling stuff. I'm the one who like handles all the booking for me and my tag team partner. Like I have a lot of plates spinning at one time. So, but still, yeah. So Bonded by Horror on Instagram. Bonded by Horror on YouTube. Benny actually controls that one, runs that, and the Spotify. Go! Please give us a like, share, comment, share it to your friends. Join in the fun. Come back to these, when you can. When you follow the Bonded by Horror Instagram, I try to let you guys know, let the people know that we're doing these live when we are, and we are typically pretty good. We have a Sherman like leeway time that we're sometimes they start a little later, than we expect. But last week I was good. Last week wasn't any of us though. That was technical difficulties adding the fourth person.
Yeah, fuck Steve.
And I made a post about that. I made a post about it, and it actually worked out really
that
well.
guy.
I haven't had to. I can't wait to go back and rewatch that episode. Anyways, enough from me. Wrestling again as of this weekend for RWA. Me and my second partner Johnny Monitor are back. Pumpalicious, baby. Fuck yeah. Don't go chasing demons. Go listen to that song by Chasta, and that'll make you think about us. I'll post some stuff about that another time.
Badass
too.
song.
Benny, hit him with whatever you got, and then Joe close this one out. We gotta go. I need some pork.
That's me, dude. Nope, I'm good. You all see me on Twitch, Scrooge Champ. Follow me there. Follow me on Instagram. That's about it. I got nothing right now.
I got worms.
Well, this was a fun episode. I gotta say, for one thing, there's a lot.
Fun.
These quick ones always have a good debate, like the Fair Street one did too. It was really fun. JC Walsh, I was in with these guys here, Bonded by Horror. I also do some horror talk with Amon Rosamilia on his YouTube. Our recent one was horror Western movies. That one's a breakdown of 4 movies, and they're very, very quick little reviews between me and him, and that's a lot of fun. Different setup, so you get all kinds of horror with me. Go to Amazon.com. I have my releases on there: Within the Abyss, Death Highway, Dark Words, the anthology I'm in. Twitter, JCW Horror Writer, JC Walsh 81 for Instagram and Slasher, JC Walsh on Facebook, and I will be in next Saturday, Beers and Fears, joining 11 authors at Angry Eric's Brewing in New Jersey. Come see us in Dirty Jersey with some dirty horror books and dirty horror people and beers and dirty good time. I just went a little crazy on that one. And I'm also doing another book signing after that. I'll get more information on that soon in Collinswood, a book festival. So I think that's it. I think I said all I needed to say. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
If that's the case, yeah, thank you for joining us. If you were, I'm not sure how we've been. We haven't really talked about how many people we get lately, but we've been kind of sporadic. So seems like we're doing all right. How swole?
Bloody swole.
True swole. Bloody swole. I like that. That's good too. All right, motherfuckers. Catch us on the flip side. Bye.